It's week 4 of the NFL, and we'll see Joe Mixon, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Texans and the Chargers on Sunday Night Primetime.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017, we are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Herbert going to go to the air right away. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And even 20 yards and a first down on the game's very first play.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot. Then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, put the ball right on him.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Herbert now. He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey. And all the way down to the 9. A big play there for L.A. 47 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And it'll be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down. With that run, double check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down. Stroud looking to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. Pushes past him. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Nico Collins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Short throw, that's caught by Davis. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 5. Inside handoff to Mixon. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And Stroud now to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll start this drive out and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose, and the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And maybe that's the perils of being a rookie running back in the NFL. I mean, look, it's not easy to hold on to the ball at any level with these talented guys. But in this league, you can learn a lesson early.
Without a doubt, and what a tough reminder for any running back, especially a rookie. The things you got away with in college probably won't work so well in the NFL.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Looking for a bounce back, had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. In motion, the tight end. Following the fumble recovery, Stroud going deep for Diggs. And this is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Stephon Diggs. 40 yards. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Weston, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Weston. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing now is Stroud. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Short throw to Disley. Shedding the tackler, that gives him some room. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Open man, it's Palmer. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A shotgun snap for Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Texans offense and Nico Collins heading onto the field. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
Final play of the half, Stroud. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where you see the final score there. Derrick Henry, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And it was the visiting Dolphins who were able to get the victory. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a terrific first half from the former Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Mixing up the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A timeout here for an injured player. Definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Stroud sets up the play action. He'll buy some time right. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. Oh, look at the juke. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Stroud to throw it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. C.J. Stroud taking it in from a yard out. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Charger drive about to get going. Herbert. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. From the 35, here's second down and a yard. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Short throw to Disley. And bulldozing his way through. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. His fifth catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They run the counter. Weston. And he loses the football a second time. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. That one complete. It's Tank Dell. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Stroud. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he can be a big-time playmaker for us.
94 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On third down, Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now. Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. And Fairbairn missed it. He pulled it left. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
Now it's Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Here's Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Palmer. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Chargers are going to get themselves a fresh set of downs here. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Up the middle they go. Weston. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And the tight end goes in motion left. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Herbert off of play action. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Texans are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And they work this out past the 25. And quickly they get to the line. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 6. Now Stroud. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Stroud working out of the gun. The left side caught by Diggs. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the 1st by a few yards. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans down the numbers. There he goes. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. That one looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's a give to Mixon. And a decent effort, but they'll mark him down about 3 yards shy of the 1st. Now Kaimi Fairbairn out for the field goal try for the Texans. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, You never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Charger offense making their way back out there. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Charger drive about to get going. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And out across midfield down to the 45. Herbert now. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10. To the air again, Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Texans, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, they'll fall back to 500 at